Go ahead.
My name is Seth McClure, and I was in the streets. I was on drugs, and I didn't really have a lot of hope. And one night, I didn't have anywhere to go, anywhere to sleep. And there's a church in the community called Lonesome Dove Cowboy Church, and I have a friend named Jason Whitehead. He had sent me messages saying, "Hey man, I'm praying for you. You need anything? You need anything?" And I was like, I didn't really trust anybody. I didn't want to have anything to do with anybody because I didn't really believe there was good people out there. And they made me a prayer request in their church at the Lonesome Dove Church, and a girl from school contacted me and was like, "I couldn't believe to hear your name. Are you okay? How are you doing?" So when she reached out, she was like, "Hey, let me come get you some food. And my pastor, Tim Collier, wants to introduce you to someone named Tim Klein, and we can get you a room, try to get you back on your feet and stuff like that." So they got me, picked me up off the streets. I was homeless, hopeless, addicted to whatever I could get my hands on, and still wasn't real sure about it. I was like, okay, so I let them feed me. They got me a hotel room, and I met Tim Klein. Man, I didn't trust him. I was like, this dude, what's he want from me? He's not a good person. He's out to get, I wasn't in a good place, and he just slowly started sharing God with me a little bit. And, the next day after the room was up, I left. And, had him drop me. He's with Unsheltered International, right? That's what it's called. And he took me all the way out to my mom's house because I thought, well, I'm going to get right. He dropped me off. I immediately come back to Coleman because I wanted to get high. And I just got so used to living in the streets, sleeping at parks, just anywhere I could sleep. I've slept on a bridge on the interstate. I've slept everywhere you can imagine, the places you shouldn't be sleeping. But I went and I stayed out in the streets for another week. And I called Tim again. I was like, "Hey man, you think you can?" He kept trying to get me to go to the mission, but like I said, I didn't really believe good people were out there anymore. I didn't understand why he would want to help me. Why would anybody want to help me? Really. Long story short, they ended up getting me another room for another night, and I was going to go to a halfway house and everything. But the last day that I called him, when they come and got me in the room, I laid in the back of the apartments and tried to take my life on the sidewalk. And that's when I woke up the next morning and asked him, I said, "Hey man, I really need a room. I need somewhere to go." I was ready to die, and I almost did. And they got me a room, and I probably would have killed myself in that room, but 5 minutes into it, I'd never really been to jail or anything. Some Coleman City cops dressed as angels busted in and took me to jail for 33 days, got me sober. And when I got out of jail, the first person I called was Tim Klein from Unsheltered. He'd come pick me up from jail. And I got in the halfway house, and I got saved. I got to know God. And it's been like 6 or 7 months now. And what I gathered from it is there really is good people out there. And there really is people that want to help you. And the people in Unsheltered have helped me more than they will ever know. Like, if it wasn't for God working through Tim Klein, Tim Collier, Jason Whitehead, Stephen Payne, the place I'm at now, it's a recovery house called Abundant Life. If it wasn't for all those people letting God use them to save me, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And because of my story, it brought like 5 churches together at Christmas, and we fed like 200 people, simply because God used the darkest times in my life to bring something good out of it. And that's better than any high I've ever got. But I'm Seth McClure, and that's how Unsheltered helped me.